Rockies had a good win over the Braves in Game 1 of this series, the final Purple Row Sim Series. They'll be trying to do it again tonight. John Gray on the hill for the Rockies. Rockies improved to 43-54 with the win yesterday. Braves at 52-46. They are still in first place in the National League East. Here is Gray. The Sim numbers have been a little bit rough. There's been a AAA stint involved for him. This is his 16th start in the big leagues this year. 2-9 record, a 5.84 ERA, 69 strikeouts against 39 walks in 77 innings. Just some troubles with the home run ball for John Gray. With a little better in his last couple starts or so, Adalberto Mondesi will be the first batter he faces. For the Braves, 22 stolen bases. That's tied for third place in the National League. Again, Mondesi coming over in a simulated trade with the Royals. Still a part of the KC club in real life. First pitch misses high, ball one. And last place in the NL West for the Rockies. They were not able to move the dial quite up to fourth place, even with the win yesterday. Matt Kemp is in there again in left field this evening with a left-handed starter again on the hill for the Braves. It's Sean Newcomb. 1-0 from Gray is taken high, 2-0. Cloudy skies, not a whole lot of wind to speak of. There were some showers in the area earlier. Those have primarily moved towards the east of Lodo now. Gray into his motion windup, and the 2-0 pitch is lined up the middle into center field, a base hit. It's a leadoff single for the very speedy Adalberto Mondesi. And he had a stolen base in last night's ball game. He could be in motion here again. Would not be surprised. Here is Nick Markakis, All-Star last year and simulated All-Star this year. No real-life All-Star game. His Braves will be hosting the All-Star game in 2021 before the Dodgers get it in 2022. A bit of a mulligan for them after the 2020 real-life All-Star game was not able to be played. Markakis swings and hits a high fly ball towards right. Blackman going back on this one in front of the track. He'll get there to make the catch. Mondesi will have to return to first base. That is out number one. Let's take a look at the rest of the Braves lineup. For the shortstop, Mondesi, and right fielder Markakis. Batting third, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Batting cleanup in center field, Ronald Acuna Jr. Batting fifth in left field, Marcelo Ozuna. Batting sixth at second base, Ozzie Albies. Catcher bats seventh, that's Travis d'Arnaud. And third baseman Austin Riley is batting eighth. Same lineup as last evening for the Braves. First pitch to Freddie Freeman is taken inside, ball one. 286 on the year, 18 homers, 39 runs batted in, and 868 OPS for Freeman. Silver Slugger Award winner just a year ago, and putting up very good numbers once again, earning his spot in the middle of the Braves order. There's a pitch low, 2-0. And Freeman looks like he is on track to return for a real-life opening day. He is working out with the club after his COVID-19 experience, and he has had one of the more symptomatic individuals in the game as Mondesi steals second base. Charlie Blackmon, we know Ryan Castellani and Philip Deal of the Rockies as well have had COVID-19 issues. Charlie Blackmon was the only one symptomatic, and he is back at full strength now. It's a pitch low, and Freeman draws a walk, 4-pitch walk from Gray, and he's on a couple Braves aboard with one out now. And Ronald Acuna Jr. will come to the plate. 75 runs batted in, that's second in the National League, 501 slugging, and he hit his 18th home run of the year yesterday. A grand slam off German Marquez at the time made it a one-run ball game. Rockies eventually got some more insurance and were able to come away with a victory. Braves certainly put up a fight. The offense showed what it could do yesterday. It's the first pitch to Acuna, and it swung on and missed. Good-looking slider from Gray. That was the 23rd stolen base of the year for Mondesi, by the way, who's stealing bases at over a three-quarter of the time clip. The success rate, 0-1 pitch to Acuna is taken in there. That'll get away momentarily from Diaz, but he blocks it, keeps it in front of him, and the runners will have to hold. Of course, Braves signed Yasiel Puig. We'll pick it up after this ground ball back to the mound. Gray will just throw to first for out number two. Yasiel Puig signed by the Braves a few days ago. No details on the contract reported yet, but Puig reporting on Friday that he tested positive for COVID-19 himself. So You only have to pass a physical for those free agent contracts to be in effect. I would think there's probably some sort of agreement in principle between Puig and the Braves, so whenever Puig comes back with a negative test, I don't see why that contract would not be able to go through for Atlanta and Puig. Marcell Ozuna on a pretty good stretch. His last 30-plus at-bats is batting over the .333 mark. Pretty good numbers against Gray as well. He grounds one back to the mound. Gray picks it up, fires to first, and throws it down the right field line. That's going to get 2 runs home. And an error by Gray on what should have been the final out of the inning is going to make it 2-0 Braves, and Ozuna will advance up to second base. A 2-base error all the way on that one. Just a weak little number back to the mound, and Gray certainly had time and just threw it very wildly over the head of first baseman Ryan McMahon. So the Braves will be on the board first, 2-0. Here's Ozzie Albies on a pretty hot stretch right now. 10 for his last 26. It's a .385 average in his last 6 games. 17 homers overall, 42 driven in, and a .264 batting average. So that has certainly been on the incline over the last few games or so. Pretty good start, pretty good end to the first half, I should say. And that's the kind of first half where you don't want it to end. You don't want the All-Star break to come when you're on such a hot stretch as Albies was on. Only 1 hit in 10 at-bats in his career against John Gray. And the 0-1 to Albies is taken for a strike. He's quickly down 0-2. Gray shakes, gets the sign he likes, looks over his shoulder. And his 0-2 to Albies is swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. 97-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. Gray gets Albies to chase, but due to his error, the Braves have taken a 2-0 lead. Rockies will try to answer back as soon as possible in the bottom of the first. Sean Newcomb, lefty, making the start for the Braves today, 11th start of the year. It's been solid, 5-5 record, .354 ERA in 73 2/3 innings. 41 walks, a bit on the high side, 89 strikeouts is very good. 66 hits allowed. The whip at 145, so the ERA has been outperforming that by a little bit. Let's see if the Rockies can break through against Newcomb this evening. David Dahl leads things off, batting .249 on the year. Had his 38th double of the season in yesterday's ball game. Still leads the National League. First pitch here is swung on and missed. Again, Braves still hanging on to first place in the NL East even after the loss yesterday at 52-46 now. Nick Markakis, who has decided to opt out of playing in 2020. Still is in our simulation. There's a line drive pulled foul, and it's quickly 0-2 on Dahl. Markakis, again, after he had a conversation with Freddie Freeman and heard how sick Freeman was, Markakis said this was nothing to mess with, and he did not want to play this season. Line drive towards left center field out the bat of Dahl. Ozuna over to cut it off. That'll be a leadoff single for Dahl here in the bottom of the first. First hit of the day for the Rockies. Not trying to do too much with that one. Dahl serves it the opposite way. And he is a leadoff base runner. Yesterday's ball game, he was a leadoff base runner as well. Drew a walk, and Trevor Story came to the plate, and he hit a big fly. We'll see what happens here now. 25 home runs on the year now for Story. .259 average, is slugging .561, and 62 runs batted in for the Rockies shortstop. Newcomb will pitch from the stretch. Looks towards Dahl at first and delivers to Story, a pitch outside, ball 1. Story is 5 for 10 in his career against Newcomb. One of those hits a home run. The Rockies have had a fair amount of success the last couple years, facing the Braves at least when they're in Atlanta. Some struggles here at home still remaining. SunTrust Park. A new ballpark opened a couple years ago. Rockies have enjoyed their experiences there for the most part. 1-1 to Story is swung on and missed. It's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Newcomb. The 1-2 is inside. Count evens up. There's a high fly ball towards center. Acuna on the run for this one, fairly deep into center, but at the track, he will measure it up and make the catch. Dahl will have to return to first base. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Rockies, same as yesterday. Center fielder Dahl, shortstop Story, batting third the right fielder Charlie Blackmon. He hit 2 home runs yesterday. Batting cleanup the third baseman Nolan Arenado, batting fifth in left field Matt Kemp. He homered yesterday. Batting sixth first baseman Ryan McMahon, batting seventh the catcher Elias Diaz, and batting eighth the second baseman Garrett Hampson. Charlie Blackmon on a 16-game hitting streak right now. Lefty-on-lefty matchup for him. That was the case yesterday, and he hit home runs off both the starter Max Fried and relief pitcher, though it was more like a start for him, given that Fried only went 1 2/3 innings. Cole Hamels came in, and Blackmon homered off of him as well. Newcomb back in the summer of 2018 threw a one-hitter. He came within a strike of throwing a no-hitter. And he really burst onto the scene right about that time in his career. The 0-1 to Blackmon is taken high. Blackmon now sitting on 1,337 career simulated hits. Most of them are actual hits. Some of them have been added on via the simulation. Pitch low, hitters count now on Blackmon. Newcomb comes set. Looks towards first. And that one's low, 3 balls and a strike. Nolan Arenado is waiting on deck. That swung on and missed. Count goes full now on Blackmon. The payoff pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards left. That's going to hook foul and out of play. Another 3-2 from Newcomb is swung on and pulled foul again. Blackmon really putting up a battle here. The Rockies try to atone for the 2-base, 2-run throwing error by John Gray in the top of the first that put the Braves on the board. And what a plate appearance for Charlie Blackmon. Takes a pitch outside for ball 4. And Nolan Arenado will represent the potential go-ahead run at the plate now here in the bottom of the first. With a couple men aboard, David Dahl with the base hit and Charlie Blackmon with the walk. Arenado started the All-Star game, simulated All-Star game at third base. .326 average, 27 homers, 68 RBI, and .403 is on base percentage. It his 30th double of the year yesterday. That's second place in the NL. David Dahl, of course, really setting that pace with his 38 simulated doubles on the year. Newcomb gets ready to deliver his first pitch to Nolan Arenado, and it's going to miss away, ball 1. Arenado, good numbers in his career against Newcomb, 6 for 12. That's a .500 batting average. One of those hits a home run. Not a huge sample from which to speak of, but Arenado has certainly done well for himself. I think there might be a little bit to tell from that. 1-0 is taken just a bit off the plate. Guess it was too high for the home plate umpire's liking, but it did not miss by much. 2-0 is the count now. Arenado swings and misses, was late on that changeup. Expecting something a bit higher velocity. And now takes the pitch, called the ball just a bit outside. Newcomb not pleased with the strike zone. And pitch away from loading the bases. Matt Kemp waiting on deck. He had a home run in the first inning of yesterday's ball game off Max Fried, who definitely did not appear to have his A stuff in yesterday's ball game. Neither did German Marquez, but he was able to make it through 6 2/3. Allowed 6 runs. Arenado swings and fouls it out of play. Full count now. Marquez just gave up 4 runs in the third inning yesterday on that Acuna grand slam. Then gave up a couple more runs in that 7th inning, though one of those runs came when he was not on the mound. Arenado swings and lines one towards left field. That's going to drop in there for a base hit. Dahl will be waved around third, and throw to the plate is not going to be in time. RBI single for Nolan Arenado. Rockies on the board. David Dahl scores their first run. It is 2-1 Braves. Let's not stop now. Arenado moves the Rockies to within a run. Still got a runner in scoring position with one out. Matt Kemp coming to the dish. Very good start for him as a Rocky. .310 average, 2 homers. Just about 30 at-bats or so. He takes first pitch low, ball 1. Cole Hamels gave the Braves a lot of length yesterday, so the bullpen is still pretty much rested for them. You can see Darren O'Day come in to pitch. .1-0 is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow left field. Coming on is Ozuna. He'll get there to make the catch, and that's out number 2. Runners will have to hold. Ryan McMahon will come to the dish. .238 batting average on the year for him. Tied for 5th in the NL now with 24 home runs. Was 3rd place for a very long time. I think the entire first half of the month of July, and the second half of June he was in 3rd place. Nolan Arenado and Eugenio Suarez keeping the setting the pace in the NL. 15 of 25 pitches for strikes this inning from Newcomb in the bottom of the first. Already a career high for McMahon, 24 homers. One here would be very beneficial. 0-1 pitch is going to miss outside. McMahon did draw a walk in yesterday's ball game. Rockies needing to squeeze out every bit of offense to get that 7-6 victory over the Bravos yesterday. Newcomb's 1-1 is just a bit inside hitter's count now. Newcomb getting squeezed a little bit this inning, and the same was true for Max Fried yesterday, though Fried was really giving up a lot more hard contact than what we have seen so far from Newcomb. And swung on and missed for strike 2. It's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. McMahon swings through it. Two-two pitch. Swung on and pulled into right field, a base hit. Blackman will be waved around third. Throw to the plate by Markakis is not going to be in time. RBI single for Ryan McMahon. Charlie Blackman scores, and just like that, we are tied up at 2. Elias Diaz will be the batter. He's 6 for his last 27 at the plate, so scuffling just a little bit. 222 in that 7-game stretch. 266 overall, and again, much better numbers against left-handed pitching for Elias Diaz on the year. 3 homers, 17 runs batted in overall. Next pitch will be the 30th of this first inning from Newcomb. Again, the bullpen's fairly well rested for the Braves, especially coming off the All-Star break. But I think Brian Snitker would like to get a little more length, at least from one of his starters in this series. 0-1 to Diaz is taken down and in with a curveball. Newcomb kicks and fires. Swung on and lifted in the air towards right center field. On the run for this one is Acuna. He'll get there, and he'll make the catch. That'll retire the side. Rockies got a couple runs right back. RBI singles for Nolan Arenado and Ryan McMahon. And we are tied at 2 after an inning of play. John Gray out for his second inning of work. Travis d'Arnaud will be the first man he faces, batting .183 on the year. 2 homers, 13 driven in. Not the greatest of starts for d'Arnaud, and he's dealt with some up-and-down performances in his career and has not been able to stay necessarily healthy as well his whole career, but signed to a 2-year, $16 million contract by the Braves this offseason after a good year with the Rays. Again, you can see 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in yesterday's ballgame for d'Arnaud. Tyler Flowers, I'm not sure why he's not getting more playing time. He was hitting fairly well in yesterday's ballgame. We saw his numbers. Got a pinch hit double in the ninth. 0-2 is going to miss low and away. And of course, Tyler Flowers, his main calling card is his elite level pitch framing. Very good defender for the Braves. And they re-signed him this offseason. Did not want to give up his veteran presence behind the plate. Pitch misses outside with a curveball. Count evens up at 2. In the last 2 intra-squad games, at least from Thursday and Wednesday for the Rockies, as d'Arnaud goes down on strikes. It's out number 1. Second strikeout of the day for Gray. David Dahl had not been playing because of core soreness. He is expected to be healthy and was expected to play in last night's game. I'm not positive if he did or not. But it's really just a situation where Bud Black said, and he told Thomas Harding of MLB.com, he just wanted to he didn't want to take a chance because the season's going to start in 8 days here. Not really a issue like if it was the regular season, he'd probably play. Just a little core soreness. They wanted to take it easy with him in the last intra-squad games. He has been playing defense and swung in the cage on Wednesday, though. He took batting practice on the field Thursday and ran the bases. A little more defensive work. Again, Charlie Blackmon was placed on the injured list, but it's a procedural move. There's a ball ripped towards left field going back on this one is Kemp looking up, and that ball is gone. Austin Riley with his 9th home run of the year, and that's going to give the Braves a 3-2 lead. You could tell by the crack of the bat on that one that it was hit fairly deep, and 416 feet estimated distance, 105 mile per hour, the exit velocity for Riley. Bit of a rough year for Riley. Did not look like it on that swing. Line drive that just kept sailing on out of here. Now the Braves have a 3-2 lead. Here's the pitcher, Sean Newcomb, now batting 167. First pitch is a strike. Again, that placement of Blackmon on the COVID-19 injured list does not prevent him from being active when the season starts. 0-1 to Newcomb is swung on and missed. He's quickly down 0-2. Scott Oberg also had not yet appeared in intra-squad action, but is expected to do so before we get the season underway. Again, blood clots in his right arm last year. And bullpen coach Darryl Scott said Oberg was dealing with some soreness during his flight to Denver from summer camp, so they wanted to be careful with him. That's high, count evens at 2. John Gray says he is happy with all 3 of his secondary pitches after throwing live batting practice and getting in on some intra-squad action. Also working on developing his changeup. He, Bud Black, and pitching coach Steve Foster say that can take him to the next level. Fastball velocity not quite there yet, but he said it might have to do something to do with seeing a color other than purple in the batter's box. So pop out to Arenado. He said the last intra-squad session was like 94. He would like to average 96 to 97 and use it up in the zone a lot more, but once someone gets in the box that's not on his side, he says he thinks he will be there. Of course, it's been a pretty long layoff, so never know what that could mean for just not getting there yet. Bunt in front of the mound. Diaz picks it up, fires to first, and gets the very speedy Mondesi. Nice play by Diaz. Austin Riley with a solo home run to left field, and that's going to give the Braves a 3-2 lead going to the bottom of the second. Rockies answered right back with 2 runs after the Braves scored 2 in the first. We'll see if they can do so again. Garrett Hampson leads off much better here at the friendly confines of Coors Field, batting .352, 3 homers. Only 146 with 2 home runs on the road for him, 5 homers, 14 driven in overall, a .242 batting average. Better against southpaws for Hampson overall. And the first pitch from Sean Newcomb is swung on and missed. 96-mile-an-hour fastball by Hampson, the third-round pick by the Rockies in the 2016 draft. Newcomb kicks and deals. That one's high and tight, ball 1. 94-mile-an-hour fastball that time. bunt, and it's going to go foul. 1-2 now on Hampson, trying to get aboard with his wheels. Bunt should be off here. 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Pitch in the dirt. And Darno will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. There is one away. It's the first strikeout of the day for Sean Newcomb. Here's John Gray now, pitcher batting .095 on the year, still looking for that first RBI. Remember, a few years ago, he did hit a very deep fly ball home run for the Rockies out to straightaway center field here at Coors Field. I'd like to see him get into one again. Certainly, if he gets into one, he has the potential to hit it a long way. We saw that for sure. And 1-1 from Newcomb is check swing, and that's going to hit Gray. And always wanted to be concerned, always a little bit concerned, especially with the pitcher getting hit on the elbow there. And looked like he actually got him on the arm of his pitching hand, but just nicked him, so he will be all right and take his base. David Dahl will come up now with Bud Black looking on, wanting to make sure his pitcher is all right. Single and a run scored for Dahl his first time up. We get our first look at Dinger of the ball game. Dinger would like to see the Rockies score some more runs, and he's encouraging the crowd to get on their feet and support their hometown Rockies. And first pitch from Newcomb to Dahl is swung on and missed. 3 home runs in Dahl's last 7 games, not yesterday, but he had a pretty good series against the Milwaukee Brewers, including that go-ahead home run in the 9th inning off Josh Hader in the final game before the All-Star break. Kicking and firing is Newcomb. That's grounded weakly towards third base. Riley starts. It goes to second for one, and return throw to first is in time for a double play, and that will retire the side. Nicely started on the backhand by Riley and just able to get Dahl. We're through 2 innings. It's 3-2 Braves. Nick Markakis will lead off the 3rd inning, flied out his first time up. 3 for 5 in the series, a few hits yesterday. John Gray out there for inning number 3. It's a swing and a miss for strike 1. And swung on and foul back, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Quickly 0-2 on Markakis. You know, just when I was starting to think I didn't like A-Rod all that much, Alex Rodriguez said something on ESPN the other day as Markakis strikes out for out number 1. 3rd strikeout for Gray. He said the Rockies in 2020 could be very dangerous, according to an article by Kyle Fredrickson at the Denver Post. So that sounds pretty good to me. A-Rod, I'm his biggest fan now. He's on a teleconference on Thursday to promote the upcoming ESPN Sunday Night Baseball coverage. Rockies are not scheduled to play in the network's primetime slot. There are 2 of its Sunday night matchups in September that are yet to be determined for ESPN, so perhaps that the Rockies are in the hunt of the pennant race, and for that matter, if the season is still occurring in September, we could see the Rockies perhaps on Sunday Night Baseball. As A-Rod said, the Rockies went 31-29 in their first 60 games last year. Still have Arenado, Blackmon, and Story. A-Rod says, as a player, I always found it incredibly challenging, especially in the middle of the hot summer, to go there to Coors Field as a visitor. He says he thinks the Rockies have a unique opportunity to even improve on their record from last year in 60 games, that 31-29 record. Matt Vasgersian, as there's a ground ball to first base. Nice pick by McMahon, feeds Gray to the bag for out number 2. Matt Vasgersian said the Rockies are among a handful of clubs, including the Padres and Reds, who are in what he calls a gray area, as teams not totally rebuilding, but also not locks for the postseason. I think the Rockies do have a better chance than the Padres of making it, I will say. Just make my prediction there. But yeah, Vasgersian continued to talk about the Rockies. He said, if you're tied for first place on August 1, if they pitch and catch fire, maybe like they did at the end of the 2007 season, why not? There's a line drive towards center field, and that will not be able to be handled out there by Dahl. Trying for second is Acuna, and the throw is not in time. According to Vasgersian, he said, quote, "The Rockies are a live dog." So it's good to see the national ESPN crew is hype about the Rockies, and maybe that'll get them into some primetime matchups. Ground ball to third, Arenado throws to first, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the third. Rockies need some runs. They have some good batters up to do it. Story, Blackmon, Arenado. 3-2 Braves going to the bottom of the third. Trevor Story leading off here in the bottom of the third. He's 0 for 1 on the day. And pitch is high for ball one. Story now 5 for 11 in his career with a homer against Newcomb. Still pretty good numbers even with the out today. He swings and pulls one foul. Story sitting on 26 doubles this year. Next one will match the number on his uniform, and he takes the pitch outside. Hitter's count now on the Rockies shortstop. That's inside. 3 balls and a strike. Charlie Blackmon waiting on deck. Still lots of pitches being thrown by Newcomb here. Starting off the third inning, he's at 45. He's already made it much farther than Max Fry did yesterday. There's a strike, and the count goes full. Fry was taken out after an inning and 2/3 yesterday. Story grounds one. Nice pick by Freeman at first, takes it himself. That's out number 1.
The right fielder, number 19,
Charlie Blackmon drew a walk in his first plate appearance. First pitch is low, ball 1. Pull shift on for Blackmon. Ozzie Albies playing in shallow right field, the second baseman in the shift. Blackmon can certainly beat the shift. He hits to all fields pretty well. There's a pitch outside, 2-0. The next pitch will be number 50 on the day for Sean Newcomb. His 2-0 is on the outside corner for a called strike. Swung on and missed. Count evens at 2. 95-mile-an-hour fastball that time. Two-two pitch is high. Count goes full. Nolan Arenado waiting on deck. Came through with an RBI single his first time up. Put the Rockies on the board for the first time today. Payoff pitch to Blackmon is swung on and lifted in the air towards the gap in left center field. This ball is hit well, and it is going to be off the top of the wall. Blackmon will cruise into second base with a one-out double. He's gotten himself into scoring position for Nolan Arenado. 29th double of the year for Charlie Blackmon, who's got a 17-game hitting streak now. Seeing the ball well at the plate right now is Charlie Blackmon. Looks no worse for wear after his battle with COVID-19. Nolan Arenado, RBI single his first time up. That was his 69th RBI of the year. Glad we were able to see it before the Purple Rose sim came to an end. Newcomb looks towards second base. His first pitch to Arenado is inside, ball 1. 7 for 13 now. That's a .538 average for Arenado against Newcomb. Sees the ball well against a lot of left-handed pitchers. Newcomb no exception. There's a strike. And the 1-1 to Arenado is going to miss low and away. It's a hitter's count now. Strike on the inside corner. Count will even at 2. Darnell points out to the mound to show his appreciation for Newcomb hitting his spot. 2-2 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards right center field, hit fairly well. Acuna on the run, he's looking up, and that ball's off the very top of the wall. Blackmon had to hold up to see if it would drop in there, and he will get a stop sign at third base. Long double for Arenado. It's his 31st of the year, and a couple Rockies in scoring position now for Matt Kemp. So a nice situation for Kemp here. Flied out his first time up, slugging .600 on the year in a very brief sample for him. And he swings and lines one right to the glove of the shortstop on a hop. And throwing across is Mondesi. Blackmon will score. It's a hot shot RBI ground out for Kemp. And we are tied at 3. Ryan McMahon came through with an RBI single his first time up. If he does it here, he would put the Rockies on top. The first time in this ballgame. McMahon swings and lifts one in the air to right. Hardly having to move on this one is Markakis. Puts it away, and that'll retire the side. After 3 innings, we're tied at 3, Rockies and Braves. John Gray has collected a few strikeouts today. One of his victims was Ozzie Albies, who leads off the top of the 4th, and first pitch is grounded foul. 1 for 11 now in Albies' career against John Gray. A little bit better in terms of pitch count for Gray than for Newcomb. Pitch misses outside, ball 1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Outside, count evens up. Changeup missing from Gray. Someone who is really turning heads at Rockies summer camp is Ryan Rollison. There's a line drive pulled foul. Kyle Newman of the Denver Post had an article about him on Thursday. Bud Black, Steve Foster, Darryl Scott, and fellow Colorado pitchers and position players have been taking note of his performance. There's a ground ball basted into left. The bat of Ozzie Albies. Leadoff single here on the top of the 4th. Rollison was the 2018 first-round pick by the Rockies out of Ole Miss. And doesn't look like a 23-year-old lefty out there. Youngest pitcher in Colorado's both versions of spring training this year. Spent all last year in Class A. And Darryl Scott said that Rollison has showed maturity and what he's made of this environment, and certainly has opened some eyes. 2019, he started with Class A Asheville, had an .061 ERA in 3 starts, and quickly led to a promotion to Class A Advanced Lancaster, the Jethawks. He gave up a .487 ERA in 22 starts. I do note that his strikeout-to-walk ratio is pretty good, and that is an extreme hitter-friendly environment, so that certainly could have something to do with that ERA being a little bit higher for Rollison. Rollison was a non-roster invitee on his first big league spring training in Arizona. Now has made the player pool this year. Ground ball back to the mound. Gray throws to second for 1, back to first. And that's a double play nicely started by Gray. 2 outs for the price of 1. Rollison tossed a couple impressive scoreless innings in an intra-squad game back on the 11th of July, which was his birthday, by the way. And he certainly has held his own on the mound in other appearances against all the veterans and former All-Stars up and down the Rockies lineup. It is not out of the question that Rollison could make his Major League debut, but that would be something fairly unprecedented given his experience. Black said probably want to pump the brakes a little bit. It is, I would say, a remote possibility nonetheless, and Kyle Newman of the Denver Post said the same in his article. Black said the fact that he played in a major conference, the Southeastern Conference, as a Friday night starter and all the things that go into that, there's a pretty strong foundation, but college baseball is different from the pro game. And even though they like what they've seen so far, Black City thinks Ryan needs a little bit more seasoning. But Black said, can never say never to anything. You know, the Rockies are not a team that is one to rush its prospects, to put it mildly.
The pitcher, number 15, Sean Newcomb.
Rollison's going to start 2020 with the satellite squad in Albuquerque, but he could be an option down the stretch if there is a problem with health or perhaps performance in terms of the pitching. And also if the Rockies perform especially poorly, they could be open to seeing young talent in September. I think Ryan Castellani is likely, he is likely to end up making his major league debut in fairly short order here, probably not going to start the season on the big league club. Of course, he already made his debut in the Sim. I certainly think he's the next man up. Ben Bowden certainly probably has a better chance of coming up before Ryan Rollison. One-two to Newcomb from Gray is swung on and fouled off, the starting pitcher. Staying alive. And swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. And that will retire the side. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Diaz, Hampson, Gray do up for the Rockies in a game that's tied at 3. I'm just reading some breaking news on this Friday evening when I'm recording this. Rockies placed reliever Brian Shaw on waivers, according to Jeff Passan. Let me go ahead and share that with my Purple Rose Slack channel. To get a behind-the-scenes look here. Elias Diaz leading off here in the bottom of the fourth. So yeah, we elected when we started the season off to not put Brian Shaw on the opening day roster and to put him on waivers. And it turns out that is what the Rockies in real life are going to be doing. So he has a vesting option in his contract for $9 million in 2021 based on appearances. If he clears waivers, a team can pick him up for the prorated minimum, but vesting option would still apply. So that is certainly some interesting news. Also seeing the Reds have optioned Aristides Aquino to their satellite camp, as he had a bit of a rough stretch. Oh, Nick Groke is reporting Brian Shaw and Jake McGee were both released by the Rockies. Let me see here. I don't know if that is exactly the term we're looking at here, if it was a waivers or a release. We shall see, as I will continue to learn the details of this fluid situation while broadcasting. Garrett Hampson is the batter. And Sean Newcomb. First pitch is low, ball 1.
Count 1-0. That's in, ball 2.
The 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled the other way. So, yeah, Jeff Passan is reporting it as placing on waivers. Nick Groke says release. There's a base hit into center. Weekly hit towards first base. Freeman thought about going to second. He will get Gray. That's out number 2 at first base.
Now batting, the center fielder, David Dahl.
And the lineup will turn over for David Dahl. Line drive towards right center field. That one's getting down and into the gap. Hampson will score easily, and the Rockies take a 4-3 lead. Number 39 on the year double for David Dahl. Continues to extend that league lead, and he has given his team the lead. Rockies are up now 4-3. Trevor Story 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch misses low, ball 1. 5 for 12 now in Story's career against Newcomb. That pitch is just a little bit low, 2-0 the count. We did not go as far in our Purple Rose sim to place Jake McGee on waivers at the beginning of the season, though eventually he was. Ground ball, base hit into left field. Dahl's going to be waved around third. Story on his way to second base. That's where the throw from Ozuna is going to go, and Story is out there. But Dahl will score, and the Rockies are up 5-3. We're through 4 innings. Rockies have taken the lead. By 3 Rockies, top of the order at Alberto Mondesi leading off against John Gray here in the 5th. Scores around baseball, Reds beat the Cubs 8-5. There's a swing and a foul out of play by Mondesi. Kyle Schwarber hit his 16th home run of the year in a losing cause for the Cubs. 8th inning, Phillies lead the Angels 8-0 in interleague action. There's a bunt, and it's a good one. Arenado, even for him, this might be tough, but he will make the play. What a play for Nolan Arenado. Only he could have gotten that out right there with one of the fastest runners in the game, Mondesi, tearing down the line. Here's Nick Markakis, 0 for 2 strikeout and a flyout for him on the day. And swing and a miss, strike 1. I believe Jeff Passan is correct to say that they were waived and not released. And that's simply because it just would be an easier situation for the Rockies at this time. There's a pop out for out number 2. Diaz makes the catch.
Now batting, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Passan also reporting if Shaw or McGee were released, the vesting option would go away, and teams could just pick them up for the prorated minimum, a little more than $200,000. Again, there was vesting options for McGee and Shaw. There's a fly ball towards left. That's going to drop in there for a hit. Kemp over to cut it off. That's a 2-out single for Freddie Freeman. Ronald Acuna Jr. 1 for 2. He doubled in the 3rd inning. He swings and fouls one out of play. 4 for 8 now for Acuna in his career against Gray. It's going to get away from Diaz, and that will allow Freeman to advance to second base on a wild pitch. So that'll be ruled a passed ball for Diaz. Hasn't had too many of those this year, and that was just a whiff for Diaz. Nick Groke reports that the waving. Okay, Rockies' official press release here is saying it is indeed a release of both Shaw and McGee. So Nick Groke, I apologize for doubting you.
I got 2-1 to count.
The 2-1 to Acuna is swung on and grounded towards first. That is knocked down by McMahon. Does he have time? He does not. We'll see how that one is scored. It'll be an infield single, and Acuna reaches. Runners on the corners with 2 outs now for the Braves. Marcell Ozuna 0 for 2 on the day, does have an RBI ground out for himself. Ozuna takes the pitch inside, ball 1. So I believe that information is all clear, so I'll put the phone down now and we'll continue to watch this game. 1-0 from Gray is swung on and missed. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Gray up over the 75 pitch mark now here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs and still a big out to get in Ozuna. The 1-1 is swung on and lifted in the air towards left center field on a long run for this one is Kemp. He will get there though and put it away, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 5-3 Rockies. They have Blackmon, Arenado, and Kemp due up.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Atlanta, number 77,
Luke Jackson will take over on the hill for the Braves. 53rd game of the year, 54 innings, 4.67 ERA. Very good strikeout to walk ratio for him. Charlie Blackmon has doubled, also walked, and he scored a couple runs today. Cole Hamels once again is up in the bullpen for the Braves. Pitched quite a lengthy appearance in yesterday's game. He's up again. I guess they're going to be using Hamels as a long reliever. At least in the simulation are the Braves. In real life, Hamels is hurt and does not look like, it really doesn't have a timetable for him to return. I believe it's triceps tendonitis that Hamels is dealing with. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. Quickly down 0-2 is Blackmon. He swings and lifts one in the air towards shallow right field. On the run for this one is Markakis. He'll get there to put it away. That's the first out. So checking some more scores now. I told you the Phillies are up on the Angels 8-0. It's thanks in part to the 12th home run of the year for Scott Kingery. Pirates lead the Nationals 7-2. They're in the 8th. Pitch low and away to Nolan Arenado, who has a couple hits today. Kevin Newman has hit his 15th home run of the year for Pittsburgh. Mets lead the Mariners 8-4. They're in the 8th inning. Daniel Vogelbach has hit his 18th homer of the year. Wilson Ramos, his 11th, has 4 runs batted in and 4 hits for the Mets. Diamondbacks and Marlins tied at 2 in the 8th. Jorge Alfaro has hit his 9th home run for Miami as Arenado fouls one out of play. 1-2 the count. Tied at 2 in the 5th are the Yankees and Cardinals. It's a fun matchup. Giovanni Urshela has hit his 17th homer of the year. for the Yankees. Arenado swings and misses. That's out number 2. First strikeout picked up by Luke Jackson.
Now batting, left fielder, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch is taken in there for a called strike. Pitchers duel in Toronto, 13-12. The Blue Jays beat the Indians. That's a final. There's a swing and a ground ball weakly hit towards second base. Up with the ball, Albies. That'll retire the side. We're through 5 innings. It's 5-3 Rockies. The Albies will lead off the top of the 6th after making the final play to end the bottom of the 5th. Now 2 for 12 in Albies' career against John Gray. Something the Rockies are going to have this season is catching depth, and some veteran catching depth at that. Kyle Fredrickson of the Denver Post published an article Thursday morning about how Tony Wolters and Drew Butera have combined for 862 career MLB game appearances. We have Elias Diaz in there today with a lefty on the mound. Butera's looked pretty good in intra-squad games. He hit a 3-run home run on Tuesday at Coors Field. There's a fly ball towards left. Kemp on the run for this one, and he will get there to run it down for out number 1.
Next for Atlanta, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
Rockies bench coach Mike Redmond said he is pleased that the Rockies have depth at the catching position. He doesn't know that every major league team can say that, but having all the guys around that are around has been exciting, he said. Rockies pitchers were very pleased with how Tony Wolters was able to enhance his leadership role in the clubhouse by meeting them where they are to do some working out this offseason. Wolters was able to go locally to find the pitchers and help them get some action this offseason. Base hit into center field. Mike Redmond is really pleased with what he's seen from Tony Wolters. Said he's one of the best blockers he's ever seen, and Wolters takes a lot of pride in that. His throwing, too. He continues to improve, Redmond said. It's been fun now, in his 4th year. He's been here to see that steady progress. Also, Elias Diaz and Dom Nunez in camp. Bud Black said there's not really wide gaps behind Wolters in terms of Diaz, Butera, and Nunez talent-wise. Black said it's a talented group and he feels good about their skill level. Butera considers the bond between Colorado catchers similar to brothers. He said each brings their own unique skill set to the club and also share a common bond. Butera said there are going to be individual goals always. You want to do well personally, but main goal, and Butera would not be the first to say this, main goal is to win. Coming up in the 7th, want to let you know that the Rockies signed another undrafted free agent. That is Blake Goldsberry. There's a fair ball towards the corner. Renee Deckard had an article about that at purplerow.com. We'll detail that for you in the 7th. Runners will be on 2nd and 3rd now for the Braves here in the top of the 6th. Couple runners in the scoring position. In fact, the tying run now at second base for the Braves as John Gray trying to avoid running into a whole lot of trouble. And Bud Black is out to make a pitching change. Tim Collins was up in the bullpen. Gray will surrender the baseball. Not a bad start for him. He's in line to win this ball game as of right now. Of course, a couple runners on are his responsibility. The pitcher is going to be Ashton Goudeau. who is making his major league debut at our simulation here, 27 years of age, 6'6", 205 pounds. Godot really impressed last year in Double-A. He's been solid working out in summer camp this year. He's going to face a pinch hitter. It will be is that Ender Inciarte? It is. 311 batting average on the year, 5 homers, 16 driven in, 859 OPS. Had a pinch hit appearance yesterday. First pitch of the big league career of Godot is swung on and fouled out of play. And the 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. A pitch away from getting his first big league strikeout is Godot. Swung on and fouled the other way. Godot, a very tall guy out there. Right-handed pitcher. 6'6". He towers above many of the rest. At least in the sport of baseball he does. Maybe he wouldn't in the NBA. And here comes another 0-2 to the pinch hitter Inciarte. Swung on and fouled off. Will not let Godot get that first big league out quickly. Swung on and lifted in the air towards left center field going out, and this one is Story. He'll get there, and he will make the catch for out number 2. It's a big second out, achieved by Ashton Godot.
The shortstop, Adalberto Mondesi.
Here's Adalberto Mondesi, 1 for 3, singled and scored his first time up. First pitch is taken for a strike at the knees. The youngster gets the call. 79-mile-an-hour curveball there. Adalberto Mondesi batting 181 on the year with runners in the scoring position. Interesting choice for the leadoff spot in terms of his on-base ability, but certainly can run the bases about as well as anybody in the game. The old adage goes, you can't steal first base, though. There's a ground ball foul, 0-2. Nothing but strikes from Ashton Godot in his first big league appearance. Pretty tough situation to throw the rookie into as well. 1 out with a couple of runners on, including the tying run and scoring position at second base. Swung on and pulled in the air to right. That one's going to hook foul. I do not believe Godot has thrown a single pitch out of the strike zone yet. Another 0-2 is swung on and hit back up the box into center field. A base hit. 1 run's going to score. They're going to try and get 2 home, and they will, and this game is tied up at 5. And those runs will be charged to John Gray, who will not have a chance anymore to win this ball game.
The right fielder, Nick
Mondesi will take second base, and Nick Markakis will come to the plate 0 for 3 on the day. He popped out his last time up. That was just an inning ago. Second place in the National League in hits is Markakis. Third place. It's a pitch high, ball 1. Nolan Arenado, second place. Can't forget that. 305, 380, 499, the triple slash on the year for Markakis. And Godot delivers a pitch inside, 2-0. Mondesi again at his 23rd stolen base of the year back in the first inning of this ball game. Number 27 at shortstop, though I would say Mondesi is not the best player in this game to play shortstop and wear number 27. 2-1 is the count on Nick Markakis. And swung on and grounded into left field, a base hit. Mondesi will be waved around third with his good speed, and throw to the plate will be cut off. And the Braves take a 6-5 lead. RBI single for Nick Markakis, and that has put the Braves on top. Here is Freddie Freeman now, 1 for 2, singled and scored earlier in this one. First pitch from Godot is check swing and a pitch low, ball 1. 870 OPS on the year for Freeman. 2 hits and 7 at-bats in the series. He doubled yesterday to go along with that single today. It's an RBI double yesterday. And that one's going to miss low, 2-0. 103 hits. That's not even the best on the Braves. Third place for Freddie Freeman. So Acuna is my guess who would be leading. And oh yeah, Nick Markakis. Just mentioned him being top 3 in the NL in hits. 2-0 to Freeman is going to miss low, and now it is 3-0. So Godot started by not throwing any pitches out of the zone. Now he's behind 3-0 after giving up a couple hard hits to Freeman. Acuna is waiting on deck. 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike right down the middle with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Nice to see Godot hitting the mid-90s. Swung on and grounded to short. Story will go the short way for the out, and that'll retire the side. Braves have put across 3 runs, and they've taken a lead. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters do it for the Rockies in the bottom of the 6th trying to answer back.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Braves, number 36, Mark Melancon. Leading off for the Rockies,
Ryan McMahon leads off the bottom of the 6th. Mark Melancon out there. First pitch is swung on and missed. Melancon probably going to get a lot of duties as the closer in real life for the Braves. Not really in that role in the simulation, evidently. This is a fairly high levered situation, though. Got to get through 3 batters with a 1-run lead intact here in the bottom of the 6th. Swung on and lifted in the air towards left center field. On the run for this one is Acuna. A long run, and he will run it down with his very long strides out there. Nice play for Ronald Acuna Jr. And that is the first out. Made that one look easy. I don't know that it necessarily was. Here's Elias Diaz. He's put the ball in the air twice, both for outs today. He's 0 for 2. And first pitch from Melancon is taken for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Swings and flies one in the air towards right. On the run for this one is Markakis. He's got a beat on it, and he'll run it down. That is out number 2. Rockies have put a couple balls in the air fairly deep,
now batting.
but they have been easy outs. Here's Garrett Hampson, 1 for 2, single and a run scored. Looking at an OPS of 717 now. Melancon shakes, gets the sign he likes, into his motion. Kicks and fires. Swung on and lifted in the air towards right. Another chance for Markakis. He'll run that one down. 3 fly ball outs for the Rockies in the bottom of the 6th. And let's go to the 7th now. Braves are on top in this one. Top of the 7th inning, 6-5 Braves lead the Rockies. Nick Groke writes that. So the Rockies now have 35 men on their 40-man roster with the releases of McGee and Shaw. There's a base hit into left field off the bat of Acuna. Ashton Godot out for his 2nd inning of work and a bit of a rough start in his major league debut. Justin Lawrence is not included. He's on suspension right now. Ian Desmond placed on the restricted list because of his opting out of the season. So Bud Black's going to make a double switch. There's room for Matt Kemp, Chris Owings, Daniel Bard, and Tim Collins to be added to the 40-man roster now. Plenty of room for them. Carlos Esteva is going to take over on the hill. 57th game of the year for him. 4.50 ERA in 54 innings Can't get much better than his strikeout to walk ratio, 77 to 14. The batting average against lefties only 200, 274 against righties isn't bad either. Reason that ERA is so high is he's given up a few too many home runs. The fortunate thing is that most of them have been solo shots. First pitch to Marcelo Zuna is going to miss low, ball one. So as Renee Deckert published for Purple Row on, I guess this is now Wednesday, the Rockies announced they signed an undrafted free agent, Blake Goldsberry, and he's a right-handed pitcher out of the University of Kansas. He graduated locally, though, from Cherry Creek High School. 6'4", 215 pounds. He did well during his abbreviated college season through 10 scoreless innings in 7 games. Also, only walked one batter, while striking out 8. Swinging a foul out of play. It's a fastball, changeup, and slider.
Count is 2-1.
So throw to first to drive back Acuna. He was part of the Rockies scout team. So were Case Williams and Luke Leisenring. He's the third local player the Rockies have signed in 2020. Actually announced his signing on Twitter on June 29. Wasn't official until July the 15th by the Rockies, so we were unable to... I guess we neglected to see Blake Goldsberry on Twitter posting about it. Again, third undrafted free agent Rockies have announced signing in this offseason. Ozzie Albies 1 for 3, single in the 4th inning. Wade Davis is now warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Another throw to first. Estevez keeping a very close eye on Acuna. And that's in there for a called strike on Albies. 90-mile-an-hour slider from Wild Thing Carlos Estevez. And that one's high, ball one. 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Estevez. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Brian Snitker laying down the signs in the Braves dugout. See if Acuna will be on the run. Again, Estevez has been paying him close attention. Here's a 1-2 to Albies, and it's outside. Count evens at 2. Might have been a good pitch for Acuna to try and run on. Brian Snitker not the only one laying down the signs. Bud Black on the Rockies dugout doing so as well. Two-two pitch. Swung on and lined into center field, a base hit. Acuna will make it up to third base as Dahl overran that one, and Albies moves up to second. So once again, there will be a couple in scoring position. A single and an error by Dahl in center allows runners to advance up to second and third. Not necessarily the cleanest of ball games for the Rockies today. So John Gray made that two-base error in the first inning that allowed 2 runs to score in what should have been the final out of the inning. Dinger would like the crowd to calm down and have faith in Carlos Estevez to get out of this jam. We'll see. This pitch to Travis d'Arnaud is outside. There is Albies on second and Acuna Jr. on third now. Good speed for Acuna and I'd say above average speed for Albies. 1-0 to d'Arnaud is swung on and missed. Good looking slider from Estevez that time. Swung on and missed for strike 2. And swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. That is out number 2. Good slider again from Estevez.
Now batting, baseman, Austin.
Now an out away from pitching out of this jam is Estevez. See, Diaz behind the plate was pretty pumped up about that strikeout. And Austin Riley will be the batter. He's had a good day, 2 for 2, a home run and a double. And he takes first pitch strike. Certainly some success for Riley off of John Gray today. If he gets another hit, his batting average will be above the Mendoza line. Estevez trying to put him away and send this game to the 7th inning stretch. Rockies will have a chance to answer back in the bottom half of the inning. There's a pitch down and in, ball 1. Riley only batting 174 with RISP on the year. Certainly done well for himself today. 1-1 pitch is swung on and pulled foul, and Estevez now just a strike away from getting out of trouble here. One-two. Swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. Good slider from Estevez, and what a job he does to work out of that jam. 7th inning stretch time. It's 6-5 Braves.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Tony Wolters came in on the double switch when Carlos Estevez entered the ball game. So he will bat now out of the number 9 spot in the order. 162 average on the year. So if McGee or Shaw had pitched in 23 games this season, their options for 2021 would have been automatically guaranteed. So that is big news for the Rockies. Hey, free up a pretty sizable chunk of payroll, as a matter of fact. 0-1 coming to Wolters is swung on and chopped weakly back to the mounds. It's going to be the catcher picking it up and firing to first, and Darno is just in time to get Wolters for out number 1. Mark Melanson out for a 2nd inning of work, by the way. Here's David Dahl. Pretty solid day at the plate for him. Double, single, RBI. 39th league-leading double of the year for him. He swings and grounds one up the middle. Mondesi is there to make the play on the backhand. That's out number 2. Not very many pitches thrown at all by Melanson here. He's just at 9, and he's an out away from getting through 2 innings. Trevor Story 1 for 3 RBI single on the day. He's had a pretty good series, 4 runs batted in, and 4 hits in yesterday's ball game. Finished a triple shy of the cycle. 2 doubles, a home run, and a single for him. There's a strike. 2 for 9 for Story in his career against Melanson. The 0-1 is swung on and lined in the air towards right field. That's going to be into the corner, and it is a fair ball, and that ball is gone. Home run for Trevor Story. Was just able to tuck it fair. That's number 26 for number 27. And this game is tied up now at 6. 383 feet for Story, 102.4 mile per hour exit velocity. I did not think that ball was getting out of here. Either foul or maybe off the wall, but Story just enough oomph on that one to get it over the wall And this game is now tied. Here is Charlie Blackmon. 2 homers for him yesterday. Has got a double and a walk today. 1 for 2, a couple runs scored. Takes first pitch strike. .592 slugging on the year, 365 OBP for Blackmon. Another very good year for him. Seems like he's an ageless wonder out there. The 0-1 from Melanson is taken in the dirt, ball 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Will Smith and Darren O'Day are both up in the pen for the Braves. Melanson's 1-1 is taken down and in. Hitter's count now on Charlie Blackmon. Nolan Arenado waiting on deck. That's low, 3 balls and a strike. That's swung on and hit fair towards left field and towards the wall. Blackmon will cruise into second base with a double. And that'll put a runner in scoring position for Nolan Arenado, trying to give the Rockies the lead and give Rockies fans tacos for the second straight day. And a good start to the second half for the Rockies offense. I guarantee you that Nolan Arenado is a guy that Mark Melanson sees in his nightmares after that walk-off for the cycle off of him on Father's Day a couple years ago. 2 for 3 today, double single RBI for Arenado, batting .329 overall. And a 4-pitch intentional walk will be what Melanson gives Arenado to not hit. Brian Snitker calling for that one from the dugout. And that is a bit of an affront to Matt Kemp, so we'll see if he can make Melanson pay. Kemp 0 for 3 on the day. See how quickly, with a small amount of at-bats he has, that batting average can drop from .320 coming into .281 now. But I would say he is due for a hit. Melanson from the stretch, his first pitch to Kemp is taken low and away, ball 1. Again, it was looking like Melanson was going to cruise through this one. He pitched a scoreless 6th inning, then was only at 9 pitches overall after getting 2 outs, then gave up the home run to Story, double to Blackmon, walked to Arenado intentionally. Now he's behind 2-0 on Matt Kemp. Is swung on and grounded weakly towards third. Riley throws to first base, and that will retire the side. Rockies tie up the game. Trevor Story with an opposite field home run. We're tied at 6 after 7. Another double switch for Bud Black. New pitcher will be Wade Davis, 37 in the 3rd inning, 6.51 ERA, 39 strikeouts against 12 walks. He's been getting a little bit better as of late.
Now pitching for Atlanta, number 8, Charlie Culberson.
And Charlie Culberson, the former Rocky, will pinch hit. As most of his damage against left-handed pitching. 250 on the year, 9 homers. 24 runs batted in, 772 is OPS. .0-1 from Davis is in there for a called strike, so Culberson quickly behind 0-2. Minor league deal for Culberson this offseason with the Braves after a pretty good year for them last year. I believe it was the end of last year, though. Who knows with how time is going in the time of COVID right now. I think it was the end of last year when Culberson, scary hit by pitch in a game against the Nationals. He's back and healthy, thankfully, now. Fly ball to right. Blackmon makes the play for out number 1. Final score now, Pirates beat the Nationals 7-3. Anibal Sanchez, his 6th loss of the year. Trevor Williams with the win. The game is now final. Adalberto Mondesi takes a strike. Mets have beaten the Mariners 8-4. That one is now final. Marcus Stroman with his 6th win of the year for the Metropolitans. And Justice Sheffield lost number 6 for Seattle. Fly ball towards the left. Kemp going back. Now he's got it in range. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Couple of quick outs for Wade Davis. That's good to see. Marlins ended up beating the Diamondbacks 3-2. That's a final. Junior Guerra gets his first loss as a D-back. Jonathan Villar hit his 13th home run of the year, the go-ahead home run for Miami. Yankees and Cardinals are in the 8th inning, tied at 3. Giovanni Urshela has hit a couple home runs, 17 and 18 on the year for him. Paul Goldschmidt, meanwhile, with a home run for the Cardinals, his 25th. The 0-1 to Markakis from Davis is swung on and lined right into the glove of third baseman Daniel Murphy. Is playing third base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. McMahon, Murphy, and Hampson are due up. Nice 1-2-3 inning for Wade Davis, Will Smith now, as Daniel Murphy is due up second this inning. Nolan Arenado, as far as we can tell, is just going to get the rest of this game off. Not sure it's the guy I'd want to go with taking out of the lineup in a game that's tied at 6 in the bottom of the 8th, but that is who, I mean, why not Ryan McMahon? I mean, I guess double switch and all that. Ryan McMahon swings and misses for strike 1, and Daniel Murphy playing third base. Could have at least switched positions. Sometimes question the moves made by simulated Bud Black. It's not like Daniel Murphy has never played third base in his life. He does have some experience there, but it's been quite a while for him. Isn't necessarily rated out as a great defender there either. Definitely more in line to play first base or DH. 38,725 in attendance here at Coors Field on a Saturday evening. Ryan McMahon 1 for 3 on the day, and the 1-1 pitch from Smith is outside. Hitter's count. Smith shakes, then gets the sign he likes. And swung on and missed for strike 2. Be advantageous for the Rockies to perhaps push across the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th. Get this game over in short order. Swung on and missed. McMahon goes down on strikes. And that is out number 1. Rockies have not had a walk-off yet this year. They did suffer their first extra innings loss of the year on the last road trip, I should say, after winning their first 6 games in extra innings. Again, all of those on the road. Here is Daniel Murphy now getting his first at-bat of the game. He's facing a lefty. He's not had a whole lot of great numbers against left-handed pitching this year. 261, 6 homers on the year for Murphy. He takes first pitch strike. 30 runs batted in, and 706 is OPS. One from Smith is swung on and fouled back to the screen, and Murphy is quickly down 0-2. Swung on and fouled back. Murphy stays alive. And swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Nice looking slider there from Smith. And that is the second out of the bottom of the 8th.
Number 1.
Garrett Hampson, 1 for 3 single and a run score. That is his lone hit of the series. He's 1 for 6. First pitch from Smith. Hampson lays down a bunt. It's a pretty good one. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time to get him. Nice play by Riley over there at third. We go to the ninth. 6-6 is our tie. Freeman, Acuna, and Ozuna do up for the Braves. Pretty tough outs to get. Wade Davis had a quick 8th inning. He will be tasked with getting the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the powerful Braves lineup. Freddie Freeman 1 for 3 today. He takes first pitch down and in, ball 1. 2 hits and 6 at-bats for Freeman in his career against Davis. 1-0 to Freeman is swung on and pulled in the air towards fairly deep right field. Blackmon's going back, looking up. It's off the wall. He corrals it. Freeman will cruise into second base with a leadoff double here in the top of the ninth. It's his 16th double of the year, lucky number 16 for Freeman. And the go-ahead run for the Braves now is in scoring position. Freeman on second base with nobody out after leading off with a double. And Dansby Swanson, Charlie Culberson's stunt double, will take over pinch running for Freeman at second base. Here is Ronald Acuna Jr. He's had a good day, 3 for 4. Been a good series for him. Had a grand slam in Game 1 yesterday. First pitch from Davis is swung on and fouled out of play, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Double and 2 singles today for Acuna. And 0-1 from Davis is going to be in the dirt. That will get away momentarily from Wolters, but he will corral it. And Swanson will have to stay put at second base. Davis delivers a 1-1. And it's on the outside corner for a called strike. Brian Snitker looked none too happy about that strike call, especially given the circumstances. 1-2 to Acuna is taken low. Count evens up. And outside, count goes full on Acuna. Marcell Ozuna waiting on deck. It goes without saying that the more base runners, tougher situation it'll be for Wade Davis. Full count pitch is swung on and fouled off. Acuna stays with it. It will be another payoff pitch from Davis to Acuna, and it's swung on and lifted in the air towards center. On the run for this one is Dahl. He'll get there. He makes the catch, and Swanson will hold at second base. That is the first out.
The left fielder, number 20, Marcell Ozuna.
Marcell Ozuna is 0 for 8 in the series, 0 for 4 today. Did have an RBI ground out. But Rockies have certainly handled him well. Again, Rockies do not have a walk-off yet this year. It would be nice to go to the bottom of the ninth looking for that. Nice to be able to call one walk-off before the Purple Rose Sim is over. The swing and a foul out of play by Ozuna. Swung on and pulled foul. He's quickly down 0-2. It's been that kind of series for Ozuna. Feels like he goes to the plate with an 0-2 count every time. Pitch from Davis is taken low and away, ball 1. One-two to Ozuna. Is swung on and fouled the other way. We'll do it again. swung on and cued, leaping grab by McMahon. What a play, especially given the circumstances. There's 2 down. McMahon timing that leap perfectly at first base. It's a nice grab for Rymack, and that keeps this game tied. Here now is Ozzie Albies, 2 for 4, a couple base hits. First pitch from Davis is taken low, ball 1. Again, Albies only batting 161 with runners in scoring position on the year. Certainly works in the Rockies' favor. The 1-0 is swung on and fouled back. And outside, it's a hitter's count now on Albies. 9-1-2 hitters are due up for the Rockies in the bottom of the 9th. If it gets to the number 4 spot in the order, we would see a pinch hitter because Arenado was double switched out of the ball game. So swinging a ground ball hit to first base, McMahon will take it himself, and I'd say that is probably the most clutch performance we've seen this year from Wade Davis. He rattles off 2 scoreless innings, and we are still tied at 6 going to the bottom of the 9th. Wolters, Dahl, Story due up. Adam Duvall is going to take over at first base, and Freddie Freeman was pinch ran for by Dansby Swanson. Here's Tony Wolters leading things off, grounded out his first time up. He came in as part of a double switch. Second at bat of the ball game for him. Will Smith out there for a second inning of work, and it's do or die for him right now. Wolters 0 for 1, and he takes first pitch strike at the knees. It's a good slider from Smith. We've seen a few of those today. On the bench for the Rockies, again, if we get to the number 4 spot in the order, Sam Hilliard is still there, as is Drew Butera. The Rockies have already used 2 catchers. I don't think they'd be looking for using a third. Pitch outside, ball 1. Raimel Tapia as well. The 1-1 to Wolters is swung on and missed for strike 2. 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Smith. Purple Rose Sim going out with a bang. These last 2 games have been plenty interesting. Pitch misses high, count evens at 2. Another 95-mile-an-hour fastball in there from Smith. Again, Rockies have seen a lot of Smith from his time with the Giants. Closing for them, he's done a really good job the past couple years, and this is his second appearance of the series already. Got in there in game 1. And here he is in game 2. Speaking of 2-2 pitch is low and away. Full count now on Tony Wolters with David Dahl waiting on deck. A walk to Wolters would be a great way to start this bottom of the 9th. And payoff pitch to Wolters is swung on and fouled off. He stays alive. Payoff pitch, swung on and pulled foul. It's a pretty good plate appearance here for Tony Wolters, certainly making Smith work here to start things off in the bottom of the 9th. This is the second inning of work for Smith. And low and away, ball 4. Winning run now on base for the Rockies. The leadoff base runner, Tony Wolters, draws the walk, and David Dahl will come to the plate. 2 for 4 on the day with his league-leading 39th double of the year, one of those hits. This was a single and RBI. Smith from the stretch looks to first base. Dahl's looking to bunt. He pulls the bat back, and that pitch is outside. Slider for ball 1. See if Dahl is still bunting or if he was just toying around a little bit there. And he's squaring around 1-0. Again, he pulls the bat back. 2-0 the count. 94-mile-an-hour fastball misses. Smith looking maybe a little bit fatigued going out for his second inning of work. Rockies have not walked off a ball game yet this year. This would be a great time for the first. 2-0 to Dahl. Again, squares to bunt, and he bunts it foul. So hitter's count still on Dahl. We'll see if he's still bunting here. Can't imagine there's been a whole lot of recent experience for Dahl laying down bunts. Still squares, and that one is laid down. It's going to go foul, and I hope David Dahl is going to be swinging on this 2-2 pitch. Dahl swings and drives one towards the gap in right center field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. Wolters is going to be held up at third base, and that is the league-leading 40th double of the year for David Dahl, and the Rockies are in business. They've got the winning run 90 feet away on third base with nobody out in Tony Wolters. Trevor Story will be the batter. 2 for 4 on the day. And he takes first pitch low, ball 1. It's a curveball. And swung on and missed. 94-mile-an-hour fastball by Story. And inside and hit him, and the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th. Game tied at 6. Rockies are in pretty good shape right now. Will Smith had a pretty good bottom of the 8th, came back for the 9th, and now he's going to face Charlie Blackmon. 2 for 3 on the day. 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, also has a walk. 4 for 7 in the series. 2 home runs yesterday. Lefty on lefty matchup. And first pitch to Blackmon is swung on and pulled foul. Blackmon has grounded into 10 double plays on the year. If he grounds into a 6-4-3 double play or a 5-4-3, still would score the run. Would not get the RBI, but the winning run would score. 0-1 pitch is high, ball 1. And that is just a bit off the plate. Hitter's count now on Charlie Blackmon, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And swung on and missed for strike 2. Count evens up now. Will Smith absolutely not giving in despite the precarious situation he finds himself in. 2-2 pitch to Blackmon is swung on and grounded foul. And swung on and ripped in the air towards right center field. This should do it. And running it down to make the catch out there is Markakis. And tagging in scoring is Tony Wolters. And that's a walk-off sacrifice fly for Charlie Blackmon. And tacos for the Rockies. They win it 7-6 here in the bottom of the 9th. First walk-off of the year for the Rockies. That was a really nice catch out there by Markakis. But there was little doubt that run would be scoring. Rockies will be in position to sweep the Braves tomorrow in the final Purple Rose Sim game. SU takes home player of the game honors. It's going to be Charlie Blackmon, who came through with the walk-off, and Sam Hilliard will help to give him the Gatorade bath. Andrew Butera as well. So Charlie Blackmon, player of the game honors today. He comes through with the walk-off sac fly. First walk-off of the season for the Rockies. 7-6, they win it in the bottom of the ninth. And a very nice running catch out there by Markakis. But that wasn't all for Blackmon today. Also hit a double towards the left center field gap. 2 home runs yesterday. It's been a very good series for Charlie Blackmon. So Blackmon today, 2 runs scored, 2 hits, 1 run batted in. That's the walk-off sacrifice fly. And he is the player of the game today. Crowd will drive home safely as Wade Davis gets the win. He's 2-3. Will Smith the loss, 2-3 for him. Braves get 6 runs on 13 hits, and despite 2 errors, Rockies get 7 runs on 11 hits. Again, walk-off sac fly for Charlie Blackmon. So 2 innings pitched for Wade Davis today. He does quite a job. Only gives up 1 hit. Will Smith in the loss, an inning and a third. Very good in the bottom of the 8th, and just looked a little bit fatigued in the bottom of the 9th. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 run, 2 strikeouts for him. Charlie Blackmon, player of the game, goes 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, an RBI, sac fly to walk off, and 2 runs scored. Trevor Story goes 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. David Dahl 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. He now has 40 on the year. RBI and 2 runs scored. Nolan Arenado 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Highlights and offense for the Braves, and there certainly were some. Austin Riley goes 2 for 3 with a home run, double, 2 runs scored. Adalberto Mondesi 2 for 5 with 2 RBI and 2 runs scored. Also a stolen base. Freddie Freeman goes 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored, and Ronald Acuna Jr. 3 for 5 with a double. This has been Ben Kuchnerkavich for Purple Row. Thank you for tuning in. We're not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. We will see you tomorrow afternoon for the final Purple Rose Sim game. Rockies going for a sweep. This could be a pretty good end to the Sim season.